shutdown initiated. Auto shutdown cancelled. Powering off. Powering on. Mic on.
Thank you, Nerdo, for the follow. Objection! It's time to start. Welcome all. Let me out. So let's let the fun begin. We're currently on case 4. I'm actually pretty impressed. I've done 3 cases in 3 nights. The cases in this game aren't as long as the previous games. The longest one has been about 5 hours. Adventure of the Clouded Cockroach.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed.
There's
Indeed,
still plenty of bullshit.
that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory.
I'll go find Leinsters.
Evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back.
Hopefully there's going to be another episode involving Herlock Sholmes.
Extraordinary scene had been set, and under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on
Good.
the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Work's done. Stream started. Let's get this ball rolling. Be warned, there will be terrible voices. 19th of February, 8:47, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. sleep well? Did you sleep last night, Mr. Nodo? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The room was so luxurious. I felt like I was staying in a palace. And for all the gas lights twinkling, it was brighter than the day, even in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Brio, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. He came to London. He smuggled in a cupboard on a boat. So that's what he's referencing there. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except, when I learned we owned three pounds of the room, I dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance was so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking. In a lodging house in Japan, that's how much money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help tear up when we were presented with the bill. Oh, I'm really sorry. Well, never mind. Let's find some more affordable lodgings straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. Oh, London is a scary place. Oh, good morning to you in this early hour. Oh yes, well... Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We've come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. That sounds amazing. She doesn't bat an eye, even the president of the opposing Lord Strongheart. Oh yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation to Britain's courtroom practices. Oh yes, it was very eye-opening, thank you. And yes, in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Amber performed his duty to the end. Yes, I have already apprised of the events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider that the test passed. Oh, you are no longer a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth become to be a fully fledged lawyer. Sir, do you have like someone in the back that really just pigeons whenever you do something dramatic? In my country is delighted to welcome such a young talent from a remote eastern land. Thank you very much. So I'm a lawyer now. Now, in view of this new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. We'd like to take you on at once. I trust that you won't be a problem. Another case already? Nothing trains a lawyer better than practice and experience. Life is good. I think he's supposed to be something. All people in this game are something. Maybe he's supposed to look like Reinhardt from Overwatch. He is named Strongheart. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? That yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more are you hoping for? Ho ho ho! The capability of the defendant is not yet presented time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. Well then, Zuckling, it's been a pleasure, it has. And for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. I just kind of wondering if Mr. McGillivray really was innocent. Mr. Nabidar, it's just I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended. Well, you didn't let it trouble you for a second longer. Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? Miss McGalloway's passed away immediately following the trial. What? You fucking murdered her after the trial? No. What? Miss McGillett is dead? You weren't supposed to release the birds yet. That wasn't me, you asshole. Sorry, sir. I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until the next engagement. Time enough to talk. Mr. McGillicuddy's death? I don't understand what happened. How can he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. And you'll presumably recall, omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yes, they put, that's the crime scene from the film. They put the entire crime scene inside the courtroom. Oh yes, that was the scene of the crime which McGillicuddy was being accused of. Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted, by some matter of the omnibus went up in flames. No. How could such a thing have happened? That's being investigated as we speak, but already? The police have identified the corpse found inside the shed shell, the charred shell, the carriage that was of Mr. McGillicuddy. That's awful. The man must have slipped inside while his best attention was elsewhere. The bailiff really needs to pay more attention. And how could that have happened? That's being investigated as we speak! His voice has gone too high, I gotta lower it back down again. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGillicuddy mentioned going back into the courtroom to look at some omnibus. Wow, I've been back in tracks now. Tis time for the inspection. Sorry? What inspection? They're gonna examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could present myself and myself. An inspection of the omnibus? Not to my knowledge, I didn't believe Scotland Yard had an intention of re-examining the carriage. But then who did Mr. Kelly was talking about? Never mind that now. The Yard is making thorough investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours, even to the police. Poor Mr. McGill. British court. So, how do you find your first day at court, Supreme Court? It's well, I don't know. I mean, it was wow. Mr. Noda means the whole experience was steeped in solemnity of the Great Britain's long history. It really was apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which are only a few short decades old. Well, so that's such a way with words. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. Did you just read my mind? Blue text is mind. The judicial system here is the fastest in the world. You'll learn all you can. And hurry up, I'm running out of birds. They're expensive. Most advanced in the world, is it? It was unfortunate. Your very first trial was a simple affair. Simple? That was simple? As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial that you couldn't lose. Because the guy, Mr. McGillicuddy, forged evidence in the middle of the trial. I don't mean the court but because anything but simple. He literally had one of his like minions fill the court with smoke, and then he planted blood all over the carriage, saying, "Oh look, it couldn't possibly be me. Blood's on the roof. I was inside the carriage the whole time." The circumstances of the case were so incriminating. I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I still find it hard to believe that we managed to get a favourable verdict. It's something funny? No. My apologies. However, the fact that you did receive a not guilty verdict you set out to achieve, and that can only be attributed to exceptional talent. Wouldn't you agree? Well, I don't know about that. Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations. I fairly admit that much, at least undeniable truth. That's precisely why I'm prepared for a new case for you, now that I mentioned before. What's going on? What's he going to say before? A new case. Could you have to us more detail about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me. It's a murder trial starting in 10 minutes. Don't worry. It's nothing alarming. Looks not quite as urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different. Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind? That's to say, no one's died. As yet. A trial will not be today. There's plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. Huh. That's trial tomorrow then. Is everything alright? Oh yes, I just a little confused, that's all. This first trial was, well, it left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Oh, Mr. Naruto. I don't know what I could face in the courtroom after Mr. McGillicud's trial. Ah yes, I nearly forgot. This one is similarly with yesterday's case. Once again, there's currently no one advocate for the defense. The situation remains unchanged. The trial will start tomorrow if the defendant is unrepresented. And if that happens, no need to remind you of the inevitable outcome. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. Yes, that's right. Ah, here we go again. On my own. Time's up. You'll have to excuse me. I'll advise you to begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock's ever ticking. There's now about 23 hours, 26 minutes, 39 seconds until court sits. Last time you mentioned 23, there's plenty of time. And one more thing, Naruto. There's something I should like to ask you. Oh, what's that? Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asogi, who died on a boat trip. In a locked room case that turned out to be an accident, turned out to be a murder, that turned out to be a misunderstanding. I would be interested to hear exactly what you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds. Well then, Cosmo always used to say, he wanted to learn how to be the greatest justice system in the world works so he could change the things on our band. Now he's gone, I'd like to work towards this myself. And there's not another thing. Oh. Another thing? Continue. On the way here, there was a steamship that said something to me. Something very important I have to do. Something very important? And let's say that exactly. What would that be? He never actually had a chance to tell me. I suppose it would have done. It never made it to Great Britain. Oh, yeah. And you're out of time. Well, thank you for an enlightening discussion. Mr. Nodo, what's this all about? Mr. Asogi never once mentioned any sort of thing to me. I urge you both to focus your attention on the matter in hand. Take a liberty of summoning the police inspector. He has chips in his pocket. He's in charge of the case. He'll be able to appraise you of the details. How long has he been there? So, I wish you the best of luck, and bid you farewell. Why does he walk like that? There's something very important I have to do. Kazuma-san, what do you mean? I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we better talk to the detective, don't you think? You're right. I haven't imagining what it looks at all. I'll use a mouse, it's easier if it's a mouse. Could we trouble you? Good lord, what do you think? Lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? Now listen to me, young Japanese upstart. The flipperies in the weather doesn't get everything English eaten out of the hand, you know? Sada-san told me there was foolproof. I'm a busy man, a very busy man. How many fish are in there? He just flips up a new fish every time he takes 2 bites out of one. It's like 50 half fishes in there. There's a crime scene to investigate, but here I am, having to give kids like you a talking to. Oh, I am very sorry. And he just dumped them all on the floor. Or he put them in his pocket? Can you imagine what the other officers will be when they're saying, Haven't seen Green on anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bewildering big wigs these days. And all because of bumpkin who's here on jaunt from the country I've never even heard of. Hearing that ripping sound, that's my reputation of the yard going to tatters. The review of us apart well. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryusuke Haruto, a defense lawyer. Glad to meet you, Mr. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I noticed your assistant, sir. A lot of love for him today, isn't it? It's unseasonably fun. I grant you, London when the visitors don't get to see a lot of sunshine. Unbelievable. How did she pull that off? So, Lord Strongarth asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard. Gregson? The Inspector Gregson? What's the matter, Sada-san? The detective may mean something to her. Oh yeah, she's a fanboy of Sherlock Holmes. Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? You're acting like you know this man. You act like you know this man, Mr. Sato. But he's a London detective. Oh, don't you? I do know him. Very well, in fact. Very well? Yes, featured prominently in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? The Randians magazine? That's right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Holmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really, you? Rival to Mr. Sloane's? That's incredible! Oh, I don't know about that. Mr. Sloane isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he comes from good time to time. Mr. Sloane is equally complimentary about you, Mr. Inspector, isn't he? He's the earner to his highest praise. Gregson is this pick of a bad lot with Scotland Yards. Those are his own words. That's his highest praise? Well, Mr. Sherman isn't practically known for giving compliments, you see. That is not, and thanks to the magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? I have to admit, it started with I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone that wanted to shake my hand, get my reputation at the eye, went through the roof. Well, that's wonderful. No, it's not. Nothing's more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath. I'm sure. Rumors? Are you quite sure? He's changed and started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head. Stuff like that. Gosh, I didn't even think people would say such mean-spirited things about you. Like I said, they whisper, so I can't exactly hear what they're saying. But I know what folks are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. I'm sure eggs is eggs. I get the feeling effective, it would be very hard work. Oh dear, perhaps the sunrise of fame does not change people. Okay, actually tell me what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing here. So about the case I just mentioned before. Nothing to tell really. As far as I'm concerned, the yard couldn't have been simpler. Oh dear, that probably means, as far as we're concerned, as lawyers, it could be more complicated. I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right. A young woman was walking on the pavement on Bifra Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal. She still laid up in the hospital unconscious. That's acceptable. What sort of cat would attack a poor woman from behind? I suppose you would have to finish whoever it was off with some sort of takedown, would you? That's neither here or there, Mr. Naruto. Brace yourself, Retsuke. You've angered her now. Anyway, after some whirlwind investigation by the criminal was arrested. He barely had time to cup of tea when the incident took place, to be honest. So there must have been something left of the scene that led you directly to the culprit? Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question? Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one. Sorry? There's nothing you can do. No way to help the bloke now. Well, sure, why not? Simple. Prosecutor has been assigned to the trial of tomorrow. It is Lord Bramvuxi. The vampire? Again? No. Sounds like you heard of him then. Oh yes, we're very familiar with Lord Van Zeek. I believe he is the hairbringer of death itself. The Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Bonzeek, who you faced in court only yesterday. Mr. Gao told us Ben before the trial, didn't he? When everything stands for the prosecution, they call him sacrificial lambs. Blah! And every single trial which he's been a prosecutor has been accused of being damned. The Ripper Bailey's nickname, I suppose, because every defendant he's advocates against him is found guilty. Is that it? Well, if that's the case, you tried me, Inspector. On yesterday's trial against Lord Van Zeek, that's what I executed a verdict of not guilty. Ha! And what of it? Oh, well, I think... I mean, even against the Reaper of Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant. No, you really don't have a clue, do you? What do you mean? What happened to that bloke in the end, eh? He's dead. Ah, Mega the God came the copper of the omnibus when it went up in flames. So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you? What are you saying? Look, if Andy gets a dirt to stick on everyone, he's a miracle worker. But now that's not how it goes. He don't work miracles. He works black magic. Black magic. I have a good long think about it if I were you. Are we really supposed to believe that? Right, well, I filled you in on the request. I'm very nearly out of chips. So we're heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there. It was Barry Road, Bryce said. Didn't you? Those things took place? That's correct, madam. And if you're heading over there holding the cells, you can meet the criminal himself. You branded him a criminal already? He's as good as shaking like a leaf in his cell, he is. I'll give you a chuckle if you see nothing else. He's a fine inmate, 53. Speak to the jailer, he'll know it. He'll show you the way. Inmate 53? Thank you. So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of Bailey, they say. Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruto? Tell the truth, when I recalled the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much of you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage too. But if the man they arrested is innocent, you could as well be shaken like a leaf in his cell. And for one, I wouldn't find the slight bit of that funny. So if I'm honest, there's still really in the shock of yesterday's events myself. I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'll try, so I think I'm going to make inquiries. Will you help? Did you really think you had to ask? After all, I'm your judicial assistant. Thank you. So then, shall we? Yes, let's go. Oh, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see the defendant. I did the February. Local prison, cell 9. So this is the prison cells. Oh, the ghastly feeling. The ghastly feeling, just like a dungeon. Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself. I can assure you, our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Oh, don't be sorry. You're making it seem worse. Apparently, our client is in the cell here, but it's so dark back there. I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like. Oi, oi, oi! Inmate 53, your legal representative is here. Come to see you. Oi, oi, oi! Stop whiling back there and show your face at once. Am I? Am I a cat? Am I? As in with no name? Calling me my number. That's utterly unbelievable, unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Miss Naruto, what? Did you think it's going on here? I have no idea. I wasn't just hearing things, was I? The trader comments, it was... Oh no! Is it going to be the inspector? Oh, it's not the inspector. Excuse me? Who? Shh! Quiet! They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening, even now. I can sense it. He doesn't look right in the eyes. An eyebrow. Right. So, could I ask you, who exactly? There you are. You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost. A ghost? What do you mean you no harm, prisoner-san? Are you Japanese by any chance? This is beyond my wildest dreams. Forgive me for that outburst before. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine. I'm just a little surprised at all. I imagine! It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am, frightful fix in a foreign land. Actually, I think it's Schrodinger, because I saw on the trading cards he has a cat. I think it might be Schrodinger. So hearing the sweet subtle tones of a compatriot's voice in this damp, dark hellhole was a most momentally moving moment. You gonna guess the new client Lord Sharingan signed us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese. My compassion, my fellow countrymen, sure, to dispatch my first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend me and my foreign student. Noble, nurturing, fulfilling, Nepion! A first-class lawyer? Oh dear, I think there's something of a misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind to tell us what happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I can, I will. Stay silent. Shan't stay silent. Fuck. Don't try to alliterate, I'm trying to accent, you asshole. I'm not sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy. Yes he does. I just say it's actually a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I'm a lawyer, as you said. My name is Rensuke Nabadar. And I'm Nabada's son's judicial assistant, Shadow Makoba. I am a physics student sitting by our government. Nobody, no choices, named Natsume. Susuke Natsume. Susuke Natsume? That's an unusual name. Call me Susuke, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku. There's something nom de plume. A nom de plume? You mean an alias? That's right. Nadoro-san? No, no, no! Don't be so pathetic. It's much more refined than that. And haiku. That really reminds me of home. Did I hear you say you're a visiting student sent over here by the government? Yes, that's right. A year ago I was told to go and study English. First I had to suffer that misery. Now this. It's beyond the pale! Suffer that misery? Did you know what to study here? No, I mean, I've been interested in Great Britain for some years now, of course. Oh? But! Just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it. No! What do you mean? If they'd told me studying English literature, that I understood. That's my field. But no! They told me they're studying the English language! Utterly, unbelievable, unjustly, unreasonable. Naruto damn phone. Wait, do you have like auto captions on or something and you're trying to read you're reading what I'm saying? I see. Then the other day I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tended a blank piece of paper. Wise words, white, washy. You must be the man of great standing. Oh yes, so I'm often told. Nothing like being told, it seems. Could you perhaps tell us exactly what you've been arrested for, Mr. Exam? I didn't do it! I didn't commit the atrocious murder! Murder? Oh, no, that's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes! Before your eyes? By her eyes, you mean you saw the attacker? I didn't see anyone. What? If I'd seen the person who did it, you'd think I'd still be locked up in here? Oh dear, it seems the case is becoming rather complicated. Why me? Why me? Wait, why me? Why me? Why did someone have to be stabbed right in front of me? It's a curse! The curse of London! It's incredibly, inexhaustibly irritating, inconvenient. So Soseki-san was at the scene of the crime but didn't see the attacker. So I'll find out more information about the case. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings. But the bookshop wasn't cursed too. The bookshop wasn't cursed too. Guinea Force. As I was walking along the cursed pavement, I could make out the soul silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing green overcoat. She was, and just went to overtake her. She fat! So suddenly she let her scream and collapsed on the cold slabs straight at my feet. How terrible. I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. I was like, godly, ghostly, ghoul, grim graveyard. Slight exaggeration there, perhaps. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran. I ran as fast as I could carry me back to the accursed lodgings. That's not good. They'll say it was shameful, I know. I ran away like that. Tell me, Sasuke, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous! Do you think of any fair-haired English a young woman at all? I'm diffident, shy, timid, unnerving, unsure. I can't talk to people! I see. A young woman unknown to Sasuke-san. And another time it happened. Who else did you see nearby? Did anybody else pass you? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. No one? Great. The victim was unknown to you and there was nobody else in the street at the time? That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it? Don't judge a woman by her shoes. What do you mean by a conundrum, Soda-san? Well, if Sasuke just told us the truth, there's something I can't explain. He says that you don't know the victim, and there's no one at the scene. Then apparently fled without having been seen. I did! If that's the case, who this man had the culprit? Ah, you! What did you just say? Nothing. I didn't say anything. Oops, perhaps I thought a little bit too loudly. Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Sasuke-san actually come to be arrested? Sorry? You didn't touch the victim, there was nobody at the scene to see him. How did the police discover that he was there at the first place? Oh yes, she's right. It was him. It was a cursed great detective. He led the police to me! All of the bad luck! A cursed great detective? Could it be? I shall never get that man's name as long as I live. With his haughty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. The British, bash, big-headed bully, begone! He is cursed at the end of the days. Herlock Sholmes. I knew it. Yep, that's Sherlock Holmes, or Herlock Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes? Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was the morning after the nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing at the silver hand of cheese when some men suddenly burst through the door. They started shouting at me. This is the police! Put the weapon down! Yes, the thin silver, yes it hard, but it wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting, disturbing, discrimination, devils! You're clearly trying morning yesterday. And then there he was, in the middle of the police, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Herlock Sholmes! It's actually just Herlock Sholmes. Herlock Sholmes. He's English. Ever since he's a famous name in the detection here in London. Yes, the great detective. You mean really well known. Then his early sharp-minded managed to deduce my whereabouts. Apparently, he thinks he's a knife-wielding madman. Me, this week, stopped a kitten from a man. I wonder if the great deductions process led him to this conclusion this time. Do you mean to say that Mr. Sholmes deducted that the only reason the police arrested you? That'd be really most unreasonable. Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic and they barged their way in. Of course you were, but it's only natural. I was terrified, I was trembling, they kept throwing questions at me, in impossible English. Fiendish, foreign, film, flammery. Well, we are. Well, we are in England. You can't really be blaming them for questioning you in English. Good point, good point. But my mind went blank. I knew I had the answer, but I didn't know what to say. I just kept repeating things like, yes I do, I'm fine. Next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and they were thrown into here. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. I'm fine. He's not fine now. Mr. Naruto Esquire. Oh? You can just call me Naruto. Naruto. And when we're speaking English, it's simple, Minister. More than enough. Oh yes, I'm right. Yes, they've really got this country into my prison, poison in my mind. But please, I beg you, defend me in court tomorrow. I can tell you what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Well, why? Why does someone say yes to me? Well, the thing is, I was a student like yourself, on a study tour. A student? I've defended the case in the Old Bailey, but only one though. At this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what the justice in this country even means. Oh, Naruto-san. I might even be a foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm sort of a locum lawyer, I suppose. But, young man, the mark of a defense lawyer from the Great Empire. It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He's my best friend. A keepsake? This is a bad thing to tell to someone in panic right now. Oh, you cook it pretty well. I know. That's what they're saying about me. Oh, what do you mean? The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, who won't defend me. Goodness, why? Why do you say that? The same reason you noted before, when it happened. There was only the victim myself around, so I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it looks being culprit. Must be very hard for you, Sasuke-san. Oh, the cases in here are even more bullshit. And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them, someone who's not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before, in my earshot, without any compulsion at all. Any trial of this man would waste of time, they said, and of course a foreigner did it. They even had a goal to say my name. The man doesn't understand half of what is being said anyway. That's awful. They're wrong! I say more English than half of the policemen out there on the streets. I've travelled halfway around the world, learned about these people in the country and the great history. But no one here wants to listen to me, man with a strange accent. They all hate me. At the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. Could you do it? Couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. Sasuke-san, it's just that. Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can, but for the time being... What do you mean? What do you mean? Should we investigate the case thoroughly as possible? If we can find some clues, they'll give us a much better chance, I'm sure. Oh yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you, locum student, Mr. Naruto Esquire. We should be going then, Naruto-san. We'll have the case to prepare for. Run away! Right, something I can present. What do I have? I have my lawyer's badge. Bond Road. Granada Road. Went to ferry Bonner Road. A poor bike. Snowman of death. He did it. It was all the snowman. Case solved. This is Bonner Road. Ah, look, Mr. Naruto. Look at the regulation metal helmets. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. The men of Scotland Yard are here. Investigate as we speak. That's their job, you know. Who's an Odo? To see with our own eyes. Often expecting an advanced hairlock shown, but never did to be ever this close. Oh, you're a Norwegian. You Norwegians so hate the English. Of course. I'll have to try one day. Well, I hope your happy dreams come true. What's the Japanese Lincoln doing here? Oh, Inspector Gregson. This isn't a tourist trail. I'm fairly sure you're well aware. Oh yes, of course. We're here to investigate. Have you been to the Orange House then? What do you make of the criminal? He's not a criminal, so as you put it, Inspector, he's a suspect. Huh. We'll see about that. You Japanese stick together, I suppose. Well, do what you will, don't bomb me. The book's court tomorrow, whatever happens, or just a verdict with foreign gone conclusion. Ah, so stone cold in the air rejection. Take heart, London is, this time of year is full of stone cold air. Welcome, Linkley. It was a snowman, I know it. He was played for snowman. I didn't realize English had traditional making snowman as well. Looks like a little creepy though. Oh, he has a scarf, look. You need one of those to put out in the freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one. I'm afraid our budget's somewhat frozen at the moment, so certainly can't afford a scarf. Sure, the snowman here would, but the person who made the snowman clearly would. I know, you're right. Anyway, if I borrowed it, it wouldn't be much warm my neck, would it? It's covered in snow. I was a snowman. It's always been the snowman. Oh, this is the Yard carriage. They use vehicles like this to rush crime scenes, cart away the criminals. You're very well informed, aren't you? So long as a dream of mine to try one of those to the streets of London. Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then. But that would mean being arrested in order to ride in it. You wouldn't it? Still, if only way, help me find a good stone. No, I wasn't serious. That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. One of the officers from the Yard. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. And the film would wander too close will be clapped in irons. I think perhaps we're being a little too overcautious. We have nothing wrong. You have no cause for us to concern. No, I'm not getting caught and get out again. That's twice is enough. In the first two cases, you're the one convicted. Twice I found myself in handcuffs despite not knowing a thing about what's going on. Yes, you had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure the wide-eyed look of panic in you're prone to is not your favour at all. And we drift the camera. Camera drift. The poor bike. Oh, everybody's bicycle, look. Although the wheel didn't misshapen, couldn't possibly be ridden anymore. That must have been doing something to breakneck cycling. These bicycles are extremely popular in London recently. They even even changed women's dresses to allow them to ride them as well. Bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that. Goodness, don't you dislike bicycle? No, not at all. I mean, it's not as if I disliked them exactly. It's just any occupation involves taking both your feet firmly off the ground seems reckless. If you ever tried walking in stilts, falling into a river, I know you'd agree with me. I'll have a hire bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you around. I think he's talking from experience there. That's rather typical old brick building, isn't it? That shows a long interest in history. Also, it seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked, it's sagging all over. But distinctly worse in shape than the other houses around here. Let's find cheap lodging ourselves as soon as possible. Yeah, you're right. Cheap is ideally a reasonable level of floors. Okay, let's see. Lamp, nothing there. Okay, so it's like, oh wait, broken fence. Oh, look at the windows of that building are. Are you sure they're the window? They're all filled in with bricks. Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps the empty property nobody lives at the moment. There's smoke coming from the chimneys though. Oh dear, everything still feels very foreign. A lady got stabbed in the street and fell over, died, and the one person next to him ran away and ran away in panic and they arrested him. Also, Linkley, do you want to know who was in the cart yesterday? It was McGillen. Like, you won the reason why the guys are the Reaper is even if you win the case against him, the person still ends up dead somehow. That's why it's called the Reaper. So even if you beat him, but the guy still ended up dead anyway. Piles of stone in the pavement here. The road itself is covered in tracks. That's what they said. Like, yep, you won the case, but you still lost because the guy died in the end because the prosecutor was that man, and it always happens. It seems carriers often travel down the brick wall roads. Dispense all the snow. I saw everyone walking down the pavement earlier. Seems like it would be safer to walk on the road instead. Oh, but you're rather small now, son. Dressed in black. I worry a coachman might see you and you could be flattened by a horse. Well, thank you for the rather small concern. I saw another one here. Aha! Oh, the glass tower. Those looks pretty heavy into the sky, didn't they? The dense fog as well. Everything looks hazy. Well, as known for the foggy London town, I can just make out some sort of spire in the fog. Looks like it's still being built though. The girl with the smoke grenade shotgun, the smoke grenade launcher. Ah yes, must have been a very crystal tower being built from the Great Exhibition in 6 months' time. Apparently it's going to be very striking, glazed on all sides, probably the centerpiece of the exhibition. It has to be a large exhibition in history, isn't it? Courthouse. Do I see any other arrow keys like a doctor? Nope. Patch of pavement is just where the incident occurred. Yes, it's very wide open and sparse, isn't it? That's true, I can't see anywhere that could possibly have been hiding. Oi, oi, oi! What are you foreigners doing here? Ah! Oi, oi, oi! Sorry, I wasn't inventing, because, oi, conspiring with that fellow from Japan, are ya? Conspiring? Oi, 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 come over here, destroy evidence, have ya? Oi, oi, get out of here before I give you an iodine going. You shoot us away like rats. Yes, we should give him a wide berth, I think. What's a disappointing experience? I don't see any other clickables. See the black smoke rising from the chimneys over there? Charlie the Chocolate Factory case. It says here that Great Britain and many people heat their homes in coal. Only the chimneys remember seeing him stand on top of bathhouses. You think some sort of houses could be on fire? Not at all. Well, even so. That much thick smoke boiling up in the heavens is sure not to turn the whole sky black sooner or later. Gosh, you may be right about that. I'm on to you, Snowman. good to see her like hanging from a wall or something. I gotta talk to this asshole still. I forgot to talk to him. How's about Scotland Yard, Inspector? Ever since I read about it in the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, I've been fascinated with the place. The Yard! The most sophisticated... Sorry? The most sophisticated police organization you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am. Oh, you know, the chip wearing a real Bobby helmet. The man looked the part, then the policeman wearing the helmet on. You surely get the sense that the man who will take no nonsense duty protecting the city. I guess, doesn't he look wonderful? Being a London Bobby is hard going, I can tell ya. Oh, really? First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes around and rouses all the labourers so he beats on his beats so he can get off to work. What? He wakes people up? Yep, raps on their windows, a long pole. It did myself go back a bit. I had no idea. Bobby works with other people. Works with people of the town in just another one of these duties. Other than that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's a regulation distance. Can't really imagine how far that is. It sounds like a long way. Let me see. 20 miles, approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far. And when it gets dark, of course, it's an important job of lighting all the gas street lamps. Oh my. I suppose between all the duties, Bobby's expected to investigate cases as well? So he chased after a criminal trying to evade the law. I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly, or alongside, but yes. Expecting to handle the jobs as well. We do have killing over from time to time, I admit. I always dreamed of wearing those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Mr. Nader Sartori. Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. About the case. It happens around 5 in the evening, 2 days ago, just there. I opened a bit of pavement. The victim, young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind. It's right, the lady is unconscious now. It's right, the lady's unconscious now. You mentioned that she'd been treated at the hospital? I never said lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find much about her at all. I suppose it means you haven't been able to take shipment of her country. Here's the map of the local area. I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want. Really? Are you sure? It's the policy to give lawyers, defendants, suspects the odd bit of information to go on. I haven't actually job yet, but still. Thank you, Inspector. Gratefully accept. Local map is added to the court record. Anyway, shut up. I'm looking at the court record. It's just a magnifying glass. We're Screaming Street and Kabadash Road. Kabadash. To the Kabadashery. We go! Hooray! And when I'm streaming! As far as we know, there was no one else in the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So who do you think? There's not much of a head scratcher, isn't it? Well, I know Mr. Nadasumi is claiming to have not seen anyone else around, but it's just because he didn't see anyone. Let's be sure no one else is present. It was a snowman, I tell ya. So I have to tell ya, we most certainly can be sure. How? Because, madame, besides from the stabbing didn't go unnoticed. What? I'm a very reliable witness, no less. It was a typical funny London day. Our client obviously didn't see them. They're the witness now. We eat snow for breakfast, lunch, and tea. After we melt it. It's called water. Who are the witnesses, Inspector? Who are the witnesses, Inspector? A fellow and his wife. The man's one of the most reliable and respectable citizens of London. He's a copper from Scotland Yard. Oh. No, I thought they milked pine cones. Policeman? That might change things. And the policeman just happened to be here exactly remember the woman was being attacked? Nothing particular about it, ma'am. Part of the being a bobby is catching them banging the act and all. Would it be possible for us to ask the policeman a few questions? Be my guest. Be my guest. You can ask him if you want in court tomorrow. I've no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. That's all I'm giving you something to look forward to. That's that then. Well, no intention of letting us meet the man beforehand, it seems. The policeman witnesses in the incident. The judicial system, I must warn you, could make our job very difficult indeed. Yes, I know the judicial system could have warned me that too. Oh yes, one more thing, Inspector. Wait, sorry, it's me. One more thing, Inspector. What? The person who led you to the suspect. I hear that it was Herlock Sholmes. What are you bringing him up for? Was there something I said? Hello, drained to his cheeks. Tomorrow, sir. That twitchy Japanese black goes to trial tomorrow. You want to offend him or not? Well, makes no difference to me, but I'll just say this. No London lawyer worth his salt would touch this case with a barge pole. Because the prosecution is being held by the Reaper of the Bailey, you mean? Blah. I can hear him in the distance. Oh god, he's on the building, he's trying to fly again! Quickly, someone stop him! Blah! Damn, we're too late. There's no way to save him then now. Just a waste of time trying. It's a bit strange though. Thank you, Gray, for the hosts. Enjoy the madness while you're here before you go to sleep. Sorry? The Reaper! He hasn't appeared in court once for a good year now. Yes, we need something like that to effect. And the only people usually bothered with it are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones. Counterprostacular. That's a good one, I know. Master criminals? The violent ones? That's right! He handpicks these victims, only deals with the worst. Those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins. Stone wouldn't hang from these accused of, surely. That's the point, sunshine. The young woman was stabbed, but didn't kill her. Would say couldn't even say there was any intent was there. This is the sort of case I'd expect a breeder to want to sink his teeth into, for just a better phrase. Sink like a vampire. Of course, it all makes sense. Well, not exactly a minor infraction, is it? No, there's got to be more to it. For some reason he's taken an interest. Really? What sort of reason, Inspector? Fucked if I know. You think I can tell you what's going on inside the head of the Lord of Darkness? Blah. You'll have to ask him yourself. Tomorrow trial. They even talk about him like he's a fucking vampire. Making him a vampire is like the perfect thing for this goddamn game. Mr. Sholmes. Who did you hear that name from? Oh well, it was Mr. Nanaso who mentioned it. He said Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered these lodgings. After I was one of Mr. great deductions. Fiddle faddle! Ah! The man's an amateur. He's getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere. Oh. I don't know where he gets the information from, but he turns up the scene of the crime. Running around spouting incoherent rubbish before you know it. The crime claims to have solved the case. Yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he? He's great up Scotland Yard though, isn't he? Gibble gabble! Ever seen this before? Oh yes, that's read in magazine. Wonderful publication, the adventures of Sherlock Holmes appears. Yes, well, that wonderful publication always put it. Sees fit includes several yards detective in the stories. A so-called great detective makes a mockery of all of us. To ask anyone in the yard, it's a misadventure to be concluded in any Sherlock Holmes tale at all. Well, I suppose there's an element of that. We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be affronted by a public thanks obnoxious detective. The man's a dangerous to Scotland Yard, and he's to all our criminals. That can't really be true, can it, Inspector? He's clearly the great detective the police have a complex relationship. I've calmed down now. Got new chips. Good thing there's 5 chip stands in every corner of London. Couldn't find any more information out of the detective. Mr. Otto, can I make a suggestion? Oh yes, what is it? Oh yeah, Lincoln, aren't you from London? Oh, you're from Europe. I know you're European. Must be speak with him about this. By him, you mean Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Sherlock Sholmes, exactly. Look at those shining eyes. Night, Gray. Thanks for the host. Hope you have a good night. Well, there's also been blamed Sholmes for all of this. He blamed Sholmes for all of this, didn't he? He did. He did it. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. So you're just going to ignore that? I hope not. I assure you, don't stop yourself desiring to meet Sherlock Holmes again. The trouble is, you have no idea where the man's address even is. So how do we? It's Baker Street. How do you know that? It's the stories, of course. 221B Baker Street, most famous address in the world. Oh, I see. Well, then there's nothing to stop us from going there, I suppose. We'd find our way there before Shadowstone gets too excited and petition. Hurrah! Summon a carriage. We'll have to have a reunion already with the great detective Sherlock Holmes. Ah, you blinked first. I win. Yes, an location. Thank you again for this. Don't mention it. Had someone in the yard fish it out of me in the end. I didn't need it. Oh. Well, the case could hardly be simple, couldn't it? Didn't the math work out what happened? You're gonna throw it away when you're done with it. Cold. Are we ready to meet the insane asshole again? Oh, it's actually a cutscene. They gave him a cutscene, fucking hell.
Thank you very much.
It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day.
Thanks again. This is it. The residence of Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
About to hold these fish and chips. I did that February, 12:53 p.m. Sholmes' suite. This is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow. describe the stories. Is it describing the stories, Miss Shadowstone? Miss Shadowstone? Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Oh, I suppose it must have been, yes. Never read the stories. It's hard to get quite excited about it when she seems to be. Detective chases the villain relentlessly, disappearing into a fog to London Street. Oh, the thrill of it! Romanticism! Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Nardo? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So if you don't mind, I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. Please don't mind me. She's obsessed. Why does he have an elf shoe on his fireplace there? Well, looks like our detective friend isn't home at present. Excuse me, is anyone home? Oh, do we have a visitor? Oh, it's that crazy bitch. Ah, hello! It's a big new case. It's a big new case from Sholmes, Mr. Sholmes. Hello? The wife who has appeared. Wait, aren't you? Oh, how rude of me. I'll go make some tea at once. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's the same girl. Miss Alistair, did you see the girl who just went here? Oh yes, it's truly extraordinary. I think the King of the Bremen came to this very room and asked someone to take on this case. Here the King, beware of that. King William Gottestraw summoned von Ormiston, of course. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Sherlock Holmes for now. Moment. Look over there. Tea is brewed. I have a freshly baked cake as well. Oh, gee. Wifey battle. Fight. I knew it. I knew Shadowstone would recognize her. Oh, there you are. There you are. There you are. And you take with it, and taking that with you as well. Looking forward to trying one of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Oh, good day to you. I'm the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. She has a fucking bazooka in her backpack. Seems the girl's turned up at the end of this girl's quest. I never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Poor you having to go straight to work for only being arrived just in London. Oh yes, it was challenging. Well, here's Drew this tea. Special blend, you know. Oh, thank you. Tea's supposed to look that colour. Oh my, what a fragrant mellow flavour. Hooray, it's a winner! I tried plenty different leaves to design the affiliate effective, you see. This excites from your long voyage over here, and you have another triggerless trial tomorrow. Oh, you're the French Japanese man. I do wish you lots of luck. Did Mr. Stone tell you about us by any chance? Oh, you know Hurley? Wait, his name's Hurley? Do you? Hurley? Mr. Sholmes. Are you sure? Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat. Brought us to Great Britain, you see. Oh, really? Well, I guess I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out in England today, even though he just returned from overseas. Wait a minute. We this girl first yesterday in a trial, and briefly after that. How does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things? Do you think? Perhaps more to the point, why is she here, Mr. Sholmes is sweet? Oh, silly me, just have I? Great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson. Oh. I think she's the daughter of the guy who died in the first case. That's not good. I'm here with Hurley. Ah, Iris is it? Oh, a lovely name. What? What's the matter? No, wait. This can't be. Did you say your name is Wilson? What's the matter with Suda-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? Yes, that's right. What are your names? Oh, Rino Runitsuke or Nohodo, lawyer from Japan. Oh, sorry. I'm Nohodo's judicial assistant, Tsukumoto. Wonderful to meet you. Lovely, Suni and Reno. Got it. Suni? Reno? No more girls meets his eyes. I have more questions for her. I don't know where to start. Yes, so do I. Does everyone just read Naruto's mind like there's nothing on Earth? It was you who mentioned Old Bailey yesterday, wasn't it? It was you who mentioned Old Bailey yesterday, wasn't it? Yes, right. You're so helpful. Thank you so much. Oh no, not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming. Though at the time we did have a rather large gun pointed at us. Yeah, fucking bazooka. Like this. I think back now. You left with Miss Lundstad in tow, didn't you? Oh yes, the awkward witness, Greeno Lundstad. Oh, Greenie, yes, she's a professional pickpocket. So we found out. It was very naughty of her to pitch a mention like that. Referring to the child disrupting gun-like contraption. Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. What don't you think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism into my inventions? This girl is dangerous. Anyway, I want you back here after all, so she could apologize to my trusted technician. Sorry, your technician? Early, of course, silly. Early? Yes, Herlock Holmes. We live here together. I had no idea the great detective is such an interesting young daughter. Daughter? Not likely. What? I would call him Hurley if he was my father, would I? A bazooka is not a gun. Bazooka's classed as a launcher, which is not a gun. Like a catapult or something. Well, he said I found out lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. So it's sure to share the cost with my partner, a roommate. Your roommate? If you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you? 10 at last this year. Well, that's for your mother and father. I know. They're not around. Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there. Well, son. Hey, yes. I have something to ask you. Of course. Go ahead, Susie. I'm a very great fan of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and you have a copy of our Dust magazine. Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship. Oh, this is exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world. My stories? That's right. He's always solving such amazing cases. You see, he tells me about them. They're really quite fascinating. It's such a shame that. If I was the only one that ever heard them, don't you think? Oh, Sherlock Holmes' music is playing. Last night, he was telling me all about the new case he just saw with the steamship traveling far inland. I was just in the middle of my typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came. So you're the author? Yes. I'll tell you what if you like. I'm going to call this one, the latest adventure, The Speckled Band. Speckled Band. That's certainly very familiar. Of course, I'm always changing 2 or 2 details in the stories here and there. This time, I had an idea of making a feminist mistake be the cause of all the trouble. Oh, that was Mr. Shames's first thought as well, actually. Yes, and of course I know that the Stik might not be credible fact of the case exactly, but the story, some political license and stuff like that make more thrilling, don't you think, don't you? So you mean to say these stories, Mr. Sholmes, are published in Rennie's magazine? Written by me, yes. My wonderful and very modern typewriter. But all the stories I've ever read were written by Dr. Meadow, Dr. John H. Wilson. She's getting more worked up. She's gonna kill the kid. Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson. But the Dr. Medicine part. That's all true too. I'm a doctor of medicine. No, you're 10 years old. I'm a steampunk waifu. I'm at 10 years old. The bow? But Dr. Wilson's a gentleman. Ah, yes. I do the settings slightly for the story is more compelling. Oh. Well, it does look a little strange, doesn't it? The great detective with great detective with 10-year-old girl in tow. I suppose it does, yes. I think I'm legit Phoenix right when you have a 10-year-old following you around. Good deduction just now. I'm about before. Yes. What's in your mind, Bruno? Tell me. How do you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London, I mean? Yes. Oh, we have difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know that or that? Oh, that's what you mean. Please tell us. Did you explain everything in detail? Of course, I'd be delighted. Although there's really no mystery. Now let's begin. I've listened proud to present Logic Reasoning Spectacular. Oh, we're actually doing one of these? First of all, I knew you were a lawyer, you know. After all, we met yesterday at Old Bailey, the defendant's in charge of. We just said you only just arrived in London. How'd you know that? I found the passport travelling ticket pounding from your breast pocket. Was that reason convinced that you only just arrived in the country? And on top of that, you accepted a chase against a particular prosecutor. Blah! You're talking about me? I'm sleeping in my coffin. Go away! Tell me that unaware of London's chaotic affairs. The Reaper of Bailey, the one I mentioned, didn't I? Also, the red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. Give those visit the local prison to meet the suspect, weren't you? Earlier today. Ah! There's a stamp to keep close on coming and going, you see? I didn't realize. Red stamp people use people visiting from foreign inmates. So that told me everything I had to know about. Only yesterday concluded my trial of Maker's Gold. But two of you already caused a visit to a foreign inmate in a local prison. However, neither of you bring a particular sad expression on your face. So I concluded the prisoner was unlucky to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you've accepted a new case. I see. How could you have known all the trials tomorrow? Well, having Barley been home a few hours yesterday, I solved another case. Obviously, I assumed it was him. He told me you caught a Japanese man who was falling and trembling. Japanese man? Well, that clearly must have been Mr. Nada, sorry. Now, Bruno, Fred has a fancy Japanese sword. I think I think called a kimono, isn't it? Anyway, it's to me that you both came from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese early man caught. And the only other conclusion, in fact, that could lead me to... You both came here to ask Hurley about the case. Unlike Sherlock Holmes, Herlock Sholmes, she got it correct. There's a note. Meet place say the man will be in trial tomorrow. Hurley always stabbing his notes in with a knife, you know. He's silly. And that's all there is to say, really. Thank you for listening. Sherlock Holmes, you actually get to correct his things. Ellipses. Well, it was winter. Was it a winner? My detective's correct. They were on the spot. They're on the spot. It's amazing. You truly are great. You are truly a great deduction. You even managed to certain something out of Sherlock Holmes' livery. Well, I just copy Hurley's style from that. This is really good news. Can you tell us about the case involving the Japanese man? Will you? Won't you, Iris, please? So yesterday, Mr. Sholmes preparing the Japanese man, you were saying? Yes! Hurley just arrived back in London after the sea voyage, but the police were waiting for him at the railway station and they're taken directly to his crime scene. Ah, that great detective with the pop man, it seems. Apparently a woman is stabbed in a quiet street somewhere in town. The witnesses were seen a short, shifty-looking, stupid man run away from the scene. Short, shifty-looking, stupid man. Mr. Noto, beyond any doubt. So can you see anybody else in the street at all? But see the witnesses after all. He used the great detective power to determine the man's address. He was lodging a room very nearby. He went directly there. The police. That's what they could find. In short, shifty-looking stupid man shivering in fear. Mr. Sholmes, the great detective, clearly hit the mark just that time. Of course it did. He's a great detective. Still, it means the incident occurred within only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it? Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. Hurley says London is rife with crime. Oh? Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently. Oh dear. I didn't realize the situation was so dire. That's why they can't spend too much time. Afford too much time investigating cases, trying the criminals in court. Staff and money both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. That's terrible. I suppose it's a harsh reality of working things in the world's greatest justice system. I suppose it is, but in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Stik-san. Thank you for answering so many. Thank you for answering my question, Iris. It's been very informative. Oh, you're most welcome. I've had so much fun. Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guess, we'd like to talk to him some questions about the case as well. Oh well, there's no time he's still investigating the scene. Of the case involving Mr. Nassim, you mean? Mr. Nassim, you mean? Yes, Mr. Natsume. Hurley said he was going to the old man's loggings. So if now, you'll probably catch him there. Iris, know what lodgings are? Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of crime themselves, aren't they? You happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there? Yes, I know Inspector Gregson. Ah, goody. In that case, eat him! Give Gretchen this for me, will you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what to know. What's this? 5-shilling piece of postcard, it seems. It reads, Tell the gentleman back whatever he wants to know. I trust it won't be a problem. The inspector is helping us will it. Well, thank you, Iris. Give it a try. Good luck then, I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band, and making the 4 special pens of tea, so come back again soon. We'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. Oh no, she was a ghost all along. She disappeared. So it's like the scene of the crime. Why is everyone fucking ghosts? Head back to the scene of the Iris cautious note, one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. I'm almost gonna bribe my way to get information. Wait, what? The first continues here? Well, I guess it's been an hour and a half, but still. Be a little early for the first save point. Buying some fish and more fish. Or as they say in New Zealand, fish and chops. Looks like the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation. Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson quickly as possible. Yes, and let's see what he'll take a break from these chips. Look where the silver tips I gave him. Sup? Mr. Dixon, do you have a moment? I'm sorry, I don't. I'm a very busy man. Too busy to hawk a pair of foreign gababouts, that's for sure. This is for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson. What? For me? From her ladyship? Her ladyship? Give me that here, at once. Come on, hand it over. Hand it to me. Ah, don't make me give it to you, will you? Oh, you got chips. You got chip grease all over it. What's that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's, well, an appearance fee. That's what it is. Appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean... That's right. Venture to Sherlock Holmes. Okay. The relationship always offers a little financial reward for featuring me every time. Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them vividly. Of course. Using it in my name without me saying so does make me a buttload of unpleasant jokes. But still. I'm sorry, Inspector. It must be difficult for you. Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then, eh? Sorry? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust it won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know? Well, if you won't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of their own lodgings. Ah, the little knife-wielding moustache Japanese fella. He lives right in the old hovel, just over there, look. Wait, that's his house right there. On the first floor of the house in the corner, there's a wreck bicycle popped up. That is nearby indeed. If I remember roughly, landlord, Mr. John Garbideb. Right, well, if you see her, make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it, you tell her. Goodwin said his very best wishes. Don't worry, Inspector, we will. Great, now I've got grease in my pockets again. Goodbye for now then. Long live her ladyship. Ooh. Oh god, he died! He went to the Shadow Realm. At least he wanted to tell us what he knew before he left. Yes, so then, shall we go see what we can find inside Neptune's lodgings? So, what stupid thing will Herlock be doing? Will he be hanging from a hook? Climbing upside down on a table? Break dancing on a taco? Or will he be sticking his head inside a cannon? May I help you? Oh yes, this would be the Mr. John Garrett. Indeed, who would, sir? And who might you be calling? My name is Rick Naruto. Mr. Naruto is expecting Sasuke-san. I believe he takes lodging here? We very much like to ask him the questions about our client. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Gibbetib. You see that, Mr. Naruto? A real-life English maid. I know. As I understand it, anyone standing in English society employed a number of household staff. But the very first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Really, she keeps getting better. So you feel like it really arrived now, doesn't it? We need to meet the butler. If we need to meet the butler, the experience will be complete. I'm not sure if I'm going to go that far, but I understand the sentiment. Thank you for waiting! Mr. Gibbons will see you now! This way! Good day! Wait. Good day to you! John Gibson, at your service! Yeah, he's a fucking... I saw that too. I tried to think of the most crescent-sounding voice I could. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Erickson. I'm the defense lawyer. Excuse me. Do excuse me not getting up. I took a shot of the knee a few days back from a battle of Marwin, don't you know? I had a medal for my pains, but I had to withdraw from service, hand over the reins up and coming. You're a retired soldier? It's hell that getting a job down in the stairs now. I can tell you. Don't go too much, but you can imagine. Yes, I quite understand. Climbing up here to the second floor, isn't it? Painting on the walls upstairs. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruto. Do you think so? Oh, Mr. Gribbs? No doubt you're very curious and yourself a medal. Oh, it was nothing. The medal it's just a phalloid, really. Then why is it mounted over your fireplace? And why is every single picture of this place crooked? Might be the worst maid ever. I wouldn't like to offend the general. They're ugly displayed on my wall. Why do you fetch it down, Joan? Let these people have no see it properly. Joan, fetch the... Ah! Dash it, woman. Be careful. Oh, dearie me. I do beg your pardon, sir. Your jolly nearly took the skin off my hand. I shall be more careful, sir. You see a little person fishing off the chin. So anyway, there you have it. Living quiet life now. Yes, I see. Now then, you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs, is that right? Yes, we'd be very grateful if you could answer me some questions for us. Only be two reasons, please ask to see if it helped keep the peace here in Bigley. We have forged alliance with the Emperor of Japan. Recently, I'm sure you're aware, that this case is very much in the public eye, as it were. Oh, it is? Even some handsome detective poked around. Do you know the old house? Would you believe? Yes, Mr. Herlock Soames. Could have been, didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea. All detective business. Oh, but yeah, I have a copy of the cruise here, so Anyway, the chap's investing the phone in his room as we speak. Is this Sasuke's room? It's a barley nuisance. It's a barley nuisance. That's what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like this fuss. It's jolly unsettling. I found out I've seen Mr. Gribbs. Please do tell us. Oh yes, the Japanese chap. I've been lodging here for a week. Just 1 week? So he moved in here recently then? I have 2 lodges most of the time. One on the ground floor and one just below us. First of all, it's become more available than we can. So you. Ah! Take it all, Joan. Do be careful. Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir. If you want to know my opinion, I thought it was a shady stuff the moment I set eyes on him. Oh, why? He seemed to have the most nervous disposition. Oh, he's shaking, looking over his shoulder. The man's shady, and of course, his sweet-soaked brow, if you ask me. And myself, Joan. The man's trouble sooner or later is going to be something onward. And I'm really wrong about things. You won't be calling this mayor as a witness, that's for sure. Is there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all? Oh yes, indeed there was. She's trying to tell us. Oh, if it is, I'm gonna be doing that voice for like a good 2 hours in the trial. Have you noticed anything else about your lodge at Mr. Nurse's home? Oh my word, yes! The man's shadier than an orchard! Could you elaborate? Well, it takes the man's room absolutely stuff full of books. It's more than anyone could ever read. He never uses much passes the time of day without another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to the bookshop every single day, comes back at 5, lights the gas fire, and the funny little man shows up long past time. Everyone else is in the house gone to bed too. Sun and moon. That makes sense. The gentleman on the ground floor is the bed at around 9 each night. But I've never known the Japanese herd to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning. Can we clarify something, I wonder? What, pray? I didn't know so much about Mr. Anderson's routine. Oh! I don't understand neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct? That's right. They're both... Well, that's not fucking suspicious at all. He's already fucking sweating. They're both below us, the 1st and 4th street level. Then how does he know much about their lives or your lodgers? Besides, had to come back in the evening, for example, even the time to go to bed. Rah! Good grief, Joan, be more careful, woman. Oh my goodness, sir, I'm terribly sorry, sir. Who doesn't add up here? Banana! See, this took place around 5 in the evening. Did you ever look outside the window around that time? The window? Yes, I noticed the window over there looks out over Borough Road. It took place on the pavement, just not so far on one street over. Was there anyone suspicious loitering around nearby? 5 o'clock dinner time in Jebra's household, so I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan? No, sir! It would been dust outside already at that hour. And the fog as well. I should think I'd have to be quite impossible to see across the other side of the road. Oh, I see. Do you notice anything else of the ordinary then? Such as? Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated. Well... Yes, is there anything often? Well, nothing particularly different, but around the short time there was... For the love of God, Jared, watch what you're doing! Oh, dearie me! What have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir! Be more careful, woman. Of course, sir! Every time he goes to say something, she burns him. She's the one covering them. She's covering up what he's saying. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow? Yes? I have exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing good Took place at the hour, nothing at all! Oh, really? Mr. Greb? The way you were talking before, I sounded like you rather might have been. Oh, well, I was trying to say I was just a trifling matter, really, nothing other. Ah! Darn it, that woman! What's the matter with you, woman? Begging your pardon, sir! Nothing happened! Yes, quite. Okay, they're fucking covering something up. Hey, Dragon J, welcome. Nothing happened. We sat down, quiet evening, eventual meal. Joan? That's right, Mr. Gibberson! What's the matter with these two? It sounds like something happened here in the room on the evening incident. Welcome, Jay. Welcome to the madness. Leave your shoes at the door. I wish I knew. Could you tell us which floor Mr. Nursing room is on? Why, certainly, just below on the first floor. Mr. Sherman's investigating there as we speak. Yes, I thought that's his name. He asked to look into the matter since I gave him the key. That's where he engaged his Sherman services. That's a blatant lie. We'll be alright if we look around Mr. Nursing's room, I mean. I don't see why not. Just down a flight of stairs. Who knows whether he's going to help us with this case. We'll have to try. You know the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we? I missed. This is important on the floor there. Who's looking screen must be put up their delivery, surely. Yes, it certainly seems like something trying to hide something from view. Wait, what's behind it, I wonder? We'd have a very quick look. Just a little peek. Maybe let's not miss that so. I think the maid's going to head us off with a cup of tea. Might be a knife handle on the ground. Right here. Don't care about that, that's not important. Teas and bunch of broken shit over here. Really, I missed what I was supposed to be looking at. God damn it. Yeah. Well, the crockery display here is rather unusual, isn't it? Oh my, genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful? The shelf seems to be broken. The crockery is, oh dear, it's all in pieces. It really is. What cracked would do this Chinaware justice? Oh, I wonder. Perhaps the cannon was fired at it. Probably something like that. Let's not delve too deeply here. And we see Herlock Sholmes. How were you positioned when we walked in? Cat. He'll be here somewhere. Wow! Look at this place! Smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose the mountains of old books in here are responsible for that. I want to eat that cat. I think I've ever seen so many books in all my life. Me neither. It's so dark in here too. The window's been covered over here. Well, that was the window, I think. Yes, once upon a time. For some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. This is where Mr. lives. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere. Have you? That's true. According to Mr. Garrison told us, the red detective should be around here somewhere, investigating. Tea's arrived. It's tea time. Good, my throat's starting to get sore and I need the tea. Probably. Aha! Oh, I didn't see him there. Cat! Eat the cat. It's delicious. Oh my, what adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after the books while the master's away. I don't know about that. He disappeared into a pile of books quickly as a flash. The tricolor Mikey, wasn't it? We rarely see a sort of cat here in Britain. Pepper's a necessary bored little creature from Japan. That made him feel maybe feel homesick now. Already? We've been in the country for 2 days. All these books are stacked up here. Almost like they reach the ceiling. Look to English literature, and they all smell so musty. My books not to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you? No, that would be a dreamy idea. Bad dream, maybe, for me at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the books to the bottom of the pile will ever be read again. Reading experience comes only once in a lifetime, just as Team SREs teaches us. I don't expect to be conversations to turn down the path of ceremony philosophy. Take another dip of my tea. Biscuits all gone, no more delays. This means wedged in the crevice between the two mountains of books on either side. Yes, everyone would sit there while stroking his cat, surrounded by all sides with the towering tomes, old tomes. Surrounded by tomes, surely he jumped the books every night as well. Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? Receipt from the second-hand bookshop. Your books. Oh yes, Mr. Snow's name on it too. And the day of the purchase, 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. The day of the incident. It's a short while before the book and borrowed in this terminal attack. He must have been on his way back from the buying the book from old book. There he is. Sholmes has appeared. Some 2 shillings, turn receipt of pretty much good, middle of Godford, and everything. He found him. Boop. Look, Mr. Nardo. Aha, there he is. Where did he appear from? He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. Hope you don't mind us disturbing him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, you too. Good day. Nah, that's too Australian. Oh, let me see. Where have we met? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Boyar. Yes, of course, the Boyar. Let me see. What happened on that voyage? It was Cousin Sogi's. He died tragically. But you were a great help to us. Yes, of course, Mr. Sogi. He was one with the snake, wasn't it? Well, you seem to remember something of it at least. That's what an honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlock Sholmes. No, my dear madam, hold your tongue. I pride myself on this very power of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Miss Nardo? Mr. Sato? Sister. Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes. I lose the first round. In truth, I hope to invite you over to my Baker Street and Suite the day I arrived in London. But the Scotland Yard ambushed me at the railway and station and whisked me away to the crime scene. It was a Charlie Triple case, of course. That's all that mattered in more than 30 minutes. It appears to stand that short amount of time. I'm afraid that the persuasion of the new case dulled my recollection of the past few involvements a little. A little? It's a mistake to think that one brain addict has an elastic walls that can determine my extent. But I do my best to forget useless facts. At least I should elbow out any useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom. You now, from the venture entitled I Study in Scarlet. Please, there's no need to quote yourself. Don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately, my Togia pens up beautifully. I mean, Iris, I suppose. Mr. Sholmes, I have a quite extremely important question to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned. Goodness, what an earnest expression! My dear madam, I should only be too pleased in this murky room to discuss the murky case. We know the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student named Mistoki-san. He seems to be you assisting the rest of Mr. Sholmes. From stabbing the young woman outside the Baja Road. That's the room. Yes, I believe that's a name rather along those lines. Mr. Natasume denies it. It was really justifiable to arrest him for so little. Oh, is there going to be another abduction? I'm sorry, Mrs. Sadato, but I've not the slightest idea what you mean. What? I can't believe I was looking at Sadato squarely in the eyes while feigning ignorance. I assume you are not merely feigning ignorance. It would appear that the pair of you are under some misappropriations. Or how so? I assure you, I have no recollection of accusing your stupid comrade of the crime. But doesn't mean that doesn't make sense. The good detective Scotland Yard made the following request to me, quote verbatim. We need you to attain the identity of the whereabouts of the man seen fleeing the crime scene. A man seen fleeing. There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quietly able to determine the bookshop from which he had purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, he immediately led me to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe that there's a receipt around here somewhere from this album in question. So, do you think Miss Zone was a culprit then? I cannot tell you. But was aggravating my faculties, since that's why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I find myself quite lost in bibliography. Do not deceive into believing that's why I'm a man of literature. No. Oh dear. Tell me, have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yes, Mr. Grab, a retired military man. It was the first time I ever met a soldier from the Great British Institution at the services. And you're the first time you ever met the maid from the Great British Institution and its services. I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize. As you may as well be aware, many households in London employ a maid. Yes, as much as my Great Britain Primer. And so, confidently, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken a social standing of the dwelling that they're in. Betoken their social standings? Sorry? Put it simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family. Goodness, how extraordinary. As you can appreciate, for those who precious boundaries between middle and lower class, being able to afford just one maid is the first importance. I had no idea. And for precisely that reason, I find a great stimulation and sensation upstairs. Specifically, the retired army veteran, Mr. Gubbers. Oh? Affordable as he is, the fellow's hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I admit to determine my assertion. Although I've lost what it means to say. This dream is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man worth lot. God, what the fuck? I saw you. Any man worse is to dwelling is a place such as to slap somebody sooner or later. What the fuck was that sentence? Jesus fucking Christ! Mr. Nextstone was stabbed one too. Ah! Sooner or later, as I said. I don't believe that was the issue here. About the Dark Lord room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea? Oh, that wasn't him. No window? Well, I mean, you can clearly see that there was a window of sorts. It's been completely blocked by bricks. Ah, I see. Then the question is quite simple. Window tax. Window tax? What is that? Surely not a tax on windows. Precisely that. Oh my goodness. Until relatively recently, the tax was levied on the household in the country, the number of their windows. So for the lesser means, having inherited sizable, costly family homes, perhaps rapidly closing windows up. While the rich open windows here and there, everywhere. In a effort to curry favour for those in power by finishing them with large sums of tax money. Hey, that's half of my homeland. How awful and unjust. Force people with rooms devoid of light. Indeed. Disease was rife with it as a result. So 40 years ago, thereabouts, the winter tax was abolished. But the legacy remains, as you can see, the squad lodgings such as these, for example. I suppose Mr. Natterson strip living in London here is a very great perhaps. It would appear I've done a little digging. I discovered these lodgings are offered to an extraordinary low price. Because the room is so awful, I should think. Apparently Mr. Natterson moved here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Oh. Still a little relieved to hear a matter worthy of further attention. Are you sure? I'm curious now. Well, I believe I told you I can attend now. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruto. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of the law? You remember that, did you? Well, perhaps you're offering your services to the very matter, I wonder. To the opposite of this room, Mr. Natterson, was it? I'm not sure. Not sure? Oh, what what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in court only yesterday. Really? Well, congratulate you, sir, on your ambitions rise, and so promptly too. The thing is, it really made me question things, and I'm right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence? Yes, trust. Mr. Sholmes? Mr. Natterson didn't do it, did he? My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea. Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Ah, yes. That indeed my initial intention. But there's simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, the two facts I can quote from the unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was judging me in this room, and there was a witness swearing to have seen the man commit the crime. That's all I can say. Ah, and one more thing. Oh? Where's Mr. Sholmes? Tell us. I can't say with certain whether or not it is irrelevant to the case, but I'm quite sure that the retired army man who owns the property is hiding something. Mr. Gerbius. Though Sholmes said so much before actually, didn't he? Anyway, at present, that's all I really can pay on this my mind in relation to this case. Mr. Naruto, as yet, investigation uncovered nothing that can help us establish his innocence. Why do you like the voice I gave her? So hurtful. I've kept a secret. Just remember, whether the landlord's secret proves to be irrelevant or not. But I wish... oh, no, the moon made you meeting from the front. I wish everything said... He has the thinnest head in the world. It'd be funny if it'd be great if you look from the front, it looks like there's a crater in his face. Meow. Oddly silent. Oh, he's back to reading. He's back to reading his books. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, not too true. To be or not to be? That is indeed the question, Mr. Nardo. To be or not to be brushed off? That is the question. Answer is all too clear. Let's leave Mr. Sholmes in peace, shall we? Retreat! From the front, his hair is actually like really round, so it's actually full. Ah, you're there again. Tell me, what detective chap? I forget his name. Still hard work down there. Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Ah, yes. Ring the vague bell. All detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Well, Mr. Sholmes has let me down there. Jolly good show. Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Now then, why don't you tell me what my umpteenth time, woman. Will you watch what you're barely well doing? I shall be serving you dinner shortly, sir. Ah, yes, of course. Finally rude. Wait, isn't it like only like 1 or 2 p.m.? It's not 5 p.m. yet. I guess that guy has no concept of time. Oh, yes, of course. We're deeply grateful for all your assistance. Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It'd be my pleasure. Good, best of luck. Oh, that perhaps you could do yourselves out. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Graham is hiding something. That's the other investigation above, perhaps. I gotta... Wait. I see something new. Hey. Oh, it's fucking Sholmes. Ah, what you doing over there? Mr. Sholmes? Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows. Goodness, Chris, when did you sneak in here? Hello, Sholmes, sir. At your service. What are you doing over by the window? I'm given watching the evening sky, sunset, madame. Yet sadly, the cheerful room downstairs undoubtedly lacks the appearance of such observations. So look at the borrowing some corner of your space window up there. Well, keep an eye on some windows as dust is a pretty thing in London the gathering. Ah, and one other thing, Mr. Nardo. Oh, me? I thought perhaps might be in need. A certain great detective, great mind. Wait. Oh, we better do a deduce battle. Do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? There is mighty secret in this room. My eyes only travel with travels. You think you are prepared, Mr. Nardo? I think so. Just a time for one of my admired deductions. Let's conclude the matter before dark. Here we go. Brace for impact. Mr. Grab, I was told to seem you're a military man of considerable distinguished services. A standing in the landlord's most certain or not, might call first rate. I'm afraid that is also clear to me. The two conclusions I've been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon? First, that even as I speak, you're concealing a present of a ferocious beast in your care. Eh? And the second, as a result of the beast's violence rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Mr. Nardo, look. Almost broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievable. See, Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How could you possibly? How could I possibly know? You mean inquire? Answer be simple, sir. For in the dense jungle of the logic and reasoning, the king of beasts. Oh. And only too well, all beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, I'm proud to present Logic and Reasoning Spectacular! La, 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 la. Nature of the Beast. Certainly you should take great detective see. A fearsome beast has been on a rampage late within these four walls. Thus we face the question, what form might this beast take? Ah, for the men of military breeding, your eyes are uncontrollably candid. Our fugitive glance of evidence leads directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast is that rampant random beer revealed to be the lion statue. That is incorrect. Yes, I thought the army man appeared unsurprising the beast. The fact of filled your admission of the mighty lion is the king of the beast. That's what powerful I asked you. In the end, what basically became the great in fact. I think you've been breathing specimens shipped from India, which came from very, very house. What? Wait, you have the fucking hand slap across his face. He's been bitch slapped. You're living in the wild beast proved more difficult than you imagined. Chilling traces of the wine parade still very much evident. Well, yet you look around, this is a question that fails to present itself. Be this angry creature has disappeared to. Madame? Me? I pray that you consider unchivalrous, but I paint with great direction. It is. A dress pocket has a handsome clue to the beast's current whereabouts. But treating me a pocket that serves any circus show. Oh. I can see the slap mark from this scene. I can see it on his face. Decided to dispose of the terrifying lion, Mr. Greb. The Batty Circus. Traveling show currently surging in a nearby park. I observed their tents. You sold the lion off. The citrus troop. I most certainly did not. I believe I made point. It's not a maid. That's his wife, but he wants to look more like higher class than he actually is. Prison Beach, which rungs the mark in this room, is an Indian lion. Very simple to circus show. We feel the lions prancing jubilantly through the ring of fire. The second topic, aftermath. Now, Mr. Gimp, it's plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for your formidable beast, his wife. Indeed, that was supposed. He's holding his slap mark on his face. And the weight heavy on your shoulders. The pain barely moves the sporting arm. Bid your fist of tears, your beloved beast, go. The strain of losing something so dear to you, clearly visible in your figure. Nonsense, man, I simply. But what? We must ask ourselves a true case of the pain. She looked away. We need to follow the direction of your gaze to see if I find the answer. Yes, the pile of bills has given rise to pain and suffering. Which have contained another demand for payment. So there are loads of meat, potatoes, tea, wheat and tea. Indeed, feeding beloved has a devastating impact of financial circumstances on your household. So you had no choice but to let go. Yes, well, Now, in the final fit of rage, the furious beast carried his last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? Aftermath, which we clearly seen by the following carpet here. It looks like it's been burned away. Did she like burn the stove behind the big screen or something? If my competence not mistaken. Oh dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Like, this time, madame, I'm afraid it's you who has intimately revealed the truth to me. Your and I settled upon the answer very indignantly. Yes, he explains his theory, standing on carpet, and he's looking at the Tower of Cakes. The candlestick's missing one of its candles. I'm pretty sure they knocked over the candle and burnt it. There's no creature as dangerous on Earth, beast, unsatiable appetite. What was it only said by a certain noblewoman? If they have no breed, that doesn't mean cake. Food at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. Whatever do you mean? Have you tried the taste of cake? The beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure not spell out the nature of finite destruction in Candy the Beast. And the logical conclusion? Watching the frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks on the carpet are a perfect match for those of a lion I once saw in India. Fuck, he's an idiot. He's an idiot and he's a genius and a fucking idiot at the same time. That's going to challenge Jim's great deduction of the beastly puzzle. And everyone will just be staring at him. Ah! What's the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me. Whoa! I'm sorry, Mr. Gab. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deductions are startlingly sharp. I stand to reason. Yeah. So, Iris has good deductions. He has shit ones. Right over. Indeed, obviously came next spill the tears at times too. Oh. Oh! Mr. Sholmes, I'm sorry to butt in again, but could I make another observation? Why, certainly, Naruto. What is it, again? Your deduction just now. Do you really think a lion could fit inside a room this size? Indeed, there's only one explanation for the facts. Terrified truth, no too often lies beyond the realm of common sense. There would be the idea considered inside the realm of common sense as well. But if an uncagged lion ran amok in this very room, surely Mr. Gibb and his maid would have, you know, been hurt or worse. Ah, that's where we're stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using a large cannon. I thought you would say he stole the lion to the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes and one thing. But I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Ah, my dear Sato, it occurs to me with some regularity. This veteran race of and breeding, whenever it does, lands Great British soil. They're influenced by the high appetite for taste for afternoon tea. Oh. Everyone drinks tea on the line, and now the lion drinks fucking tea. Mr. Naruto, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling this was coming. A slight message, deduction, you can do it. Excellent, I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruto. Well, I even know whether or not it's going to help this case, but still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation is. At least, it's what I wanted to believe. Let us start again. From the beginning. Oh, Herlock Holmes, logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that the fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. We thus face the quantum question: what form might this beast take? Ah, the man of military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your fatigued glance gravely just directed the answer. The tragic nature of the beast has to run from Media, but to be lions at you, Nani. Really don't see how the lion is coming. No, but for you to observe his Graham's reaction. It seems though the beast did indeed to run amok in this room. Yes, something did very fierce in nature, but it couldn't have been a lion transforming him here. So what was it then? Let's find Mr. Graham's gaze. It is the true answer. Let's see, he's looking over here. Hello, what's all this behind the statue then?
Take that!
What, wasn't a photo frame? What the fuck? When the statue is made to piece, but still be hidden from view. Photograph. I thought you had to examine the detail I can assure it. Okay, I probably should have looked at the photo first. What's technically logically leads you to this mindless conclusion? Oh well, it's supposed to be logical reasoning. Especially sorry. I thought you'd be to the show. It's my show! No, can't be a form of pick or experiment at its own stage. Sorry. Do I have to look at the frame first, maybe? Oh. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I missed. I actually had to inspect the frame. There's nothing else around here. What are shells? I had to inspect the frame, I guess. This photograph appears to be from the Grover's wedding. He's very happy, doesn't he? He does, but he can't make out the bride. How unfortunate, someone must have struck the direct crossing over the one's face. I wonder what happened. Hope we not delve too deeply here.
Take that!
Newlywed bride. There it was. Okay. True the nature behind the beast rampant here, revealed by the newlywed bride. Precisely, Naruto. No other expression could possibly fit. Yes, this frame printed pictures of your wife, Mr. Gibson. And while the laminated face is obscured, you can still make out the mighty arms and the tell considerable horsepower they must contain. Oh, indeed, surely a woman of such powerful constitution, we ought to be described as a beast! I might be stretching it at that point. Too late. The fact remains the beast which clearly savaged this room is your wife, Mr. Gibson. Grog! Surely shows the red rampage still very much evident. Well, if we look around, the beast equation fails to appear itself. We could angry certain creature disappeared to. Madame? It's you, madame. I pray you consider it unchivalrous to play in something can't in no direction. It is! Your dress pocket is handsome, inclusive and wardrobe. Poor fragile, defenseless woman beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of Mrs. Grubb anywhere. Seems to be clues around here whereabouts. We're in the maid trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Grubb's wife could be. Let's see. Your maid gives us a handsome clues. Teapot gives us handsome clues. Two tightly shut eyes avoid even the sense of giving away a glance. First lips to fit the secrets and mix of doubt. Thank you, Dragon Jerry. Thank you for coming for why you could be here. Yes, unnervingly powerful woman, Mr. Sato. The turn of phrase makes unnerving, Mr. Sato.
Take that!
Not the maid? I'll check the teapot then again. Try my little teapot. Such a pristine condition. John must be pouring dirty fragrant tea from the isn't he? Well, not so much from Mr. Gab. Or on Mr. Gab, wouldn't you say? I wouldn't dream of drawing attention to it. Since there's appear to be a circus building poking out of our pocket. Ready Circus, currently performing shows in a park not far from here. You don't think Mr. Grove didn't sell his wife to the circus? Wedding ring. Oh, underneath the plate, a wedding ring maybe. Yeah, thank you, Edno. No, I can't. A wedding ring.
Take that!
I missed that. Wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the current whereabouts. Ah. Indeed it does. I feel you've been branded junk gleaming in your fingertips gives it away. According to the showing the hand of the grips and the bride of photographic print. In other words, you're no ordinary household maid. No. You're Miss Governor's lucky bride. You're Mr. Garrison herself. Oh my. What? Oh my word! Well, sorry for detecting, sir. You're right, Sunrise. This is my wife, yes, Miss my Joan. Better let herself go, I might say. Hurrah! But that you don't live in the most comfortable circumstances. After all, you're a tried army man, yet you're in a business of renting out rooms. And therefore, you have insufferable means of employment by you're insufficient means to employ a maid, that be correct? That's not right, I tell you. I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. Man has pride, you know, don't you know? By golly, this is something chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his ploy. Yes, here in London it's rather judged. One judge household goods is worthy of society, for it's no staff at all. This is my considered opinion, which concerns the appearance of a folly. You mean, Mr. Gibson has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Grip? Only companies, obviously. But listen here, this will remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please. The raging wife of Mr. Gibbs. Solved. Now, Mr. Gibb, it's plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for your formidable beast. Indeed, that the police pros just lost the current battle. Your head weighs heavily on your shoulders. Pain must feel accompanied by supporting that arm. It's quite something that he's calling Mr. Gibbs' wife a beast. Yes, a woman that feels rather uncomfortable. Mr. Gibbs standing there beside her husband to speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, now true. Perhaps the supporting arm is supposed to be poppy of his head. It's other Simmons then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Gibbs' pain is trembling through. That pose a really significance. That's what it looks like from the front.
Take that!
Head weighs heavily on your shoulders, the pain feels revealed by the slap cheek. That was a big fucking slap. It goes over the eye. Jesus Christ. Crosses over his impressive mark on your cheek refuses to fade. Was you, Madam Jordan Greb? Well, yes. You've been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. How the blazes did you work that out, man? Let's get the notice of the trained art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked them directly at us, even once. Keep the other side from view. Well, now, let's proceed to the next conundrum. Why are you subject to such a violent slap? In other words, must ask ourselves, what caused Miss Gabe to fly into a rage? We only follow the direction of your gaze. The war of 1,000 slaps. Glove slap is... Pile of bills. Did Mr. Sherman say that the bills were for Lion's folder? Yes, but we've established that line never existed. Which only mean the thing reason took up with the food is Mr. Gibson's wife. No, she's a person, not a thing. Yes, well, the other person who gave her husband the mighty slap around the face. Once so hard it left a perfect hand mark on fact. Why would a woman do that to her husband with such force, I wonder? I'll have to know. Answer the question. Yes, he bought a fucking cannon. Oh, wait, what's this? Is that a love letter? Someone must be reading his book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Mr. Gopton is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh, it isn't it? And it's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. You're Mary. And next to the signature here, lip marks must be lipstick. Oh, what passion, what romantic gesture. Don't get any ideas, Saddle-san. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So the bookmark's actually a love note then.
Take that!
Fear the woman's fist of power. Yes. This love note, given rise to the pain you're suffering. Oh James, I love you. Where was Mary? He took a photo of it. I heard the camera snap. Perhaps the sender note. Maybe the sender of the story is the person, Miss Mary is flying an ornament there. Ah! But I don't know the barley woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me. It's just in the book. I don't know how it got here. It was just in there, you say? That's right. He's saying, ah! A likely story. Now listen here, Joan. Oh, thing I explained that at the time. I bought the box in hand at the second-hand place, and it was just already been there. The previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark. You mean? That's right. Everyone's been saying, ah! A likely story. For heaven's sakes, woman! Look at the name. It's written to James. My name, is, in case you've forgotten, is Shaw. A likely story. Are you questioning my name now? Ah! And there you have it. I raise suspicion of a female heart, and you unleashed a beast to freeze bite. Now, fight for the rage, the furious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? After the math has been clearly seen, it's only carpet here. Here's the wood carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh dearie me. Of course, that's destructive outburst. Oh! This time, madame, I'm afraid you have eventually revealed the truth. You're wondering I settled upon the answer very near indeed. Yes, it's my desire to stay in the carpet. You only look at the tower of cakes. But probably Miss Gable didn't eat the carpet. No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of this raid in this room is a result of wild temper. No, that's true. So the last part of Mrs. Rome's destruction would need to be fixed. You only find Miss Gary's gaze. Yes. The missing fucking candlestick.
Take that!
I saw that one before I even had to look around. Everyone windows have to break in reality. Yes, to explain the desired state of the carpet, you need the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow, of course, only the possible way to go to a labyrinth. The remnants of the first attack, which carpet the veil clearly visible. Oh, it's a candlestick. Indeed, there are scorch marks here on the clearly edge of the truth away. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was several little material alteration. This carpet, Mr. Bud Arm left an impression not only on his face, but the entire room forced the strike to cause the candle to fall from the holder. It fucking like sent out a shockwave and knocked the candle off the holder and sent it flying. Jesus Christ. At the whole corner of the flames. Yes, well, For the most ferocious beast in the world is neither it's not a violent woman, but fire. And in this room, Frisbees bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there's not but a quick conclusion here. The sparks of miserable discord flew this room and set the scene afire. Fuck you, Mr. Sherm, sir. I salute you. Blah. Do what you say. He just died in front of us. It's a terrible dash long winter nights, you know. Nothing but the read in front of the fire. Okay, there was a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there. And in the passage of the particular novel, we discovered a rather insolent material, for which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. I don't know about the admonished. Demolished might be closer to the remark. And the beast most certainly used that. Here we go again. And the carpet was destroyed by the fire when the candle fell on the floor. I'm afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. Whole place filled with smoke. You couldn't even see a barley thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the ranching flames. You painted a terrible picture, sir. On that would have never been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Didn't they long for the fire to spread, of course. The barley furniture started to go up as well. I've had to hide the mess behind the screen for the time being. Over there, Mr. Gebb. Well, they have nothing to hide, might I now, if you allow me. I had all my favourite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got a hold of them, it was whoosh. Up in smoke. Gosh. I don't know why I started hurling things at me. What a terrible sight it must have been. There I was, back against the window, with the heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books incoming by the tens of dozens. Worst of it was, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. Lion's Pride? Ah, yes. The tourists love big cats coming through again. I assure you, the title is influenced not by my choice in the slightest. Poor Mimic really does lose something dear to him as a result of a furious beast rampage. Mr. Sherman's deduction did have the correct once again. Kindly describe the Great British Wanderer. I tell you, it was a total carnage, flames everywhere, and the old Stik was first little. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I can remember. A day or two ago now, I see around 5 o'clock I think. At exactly the same time, there's a terrifying incident unfolding outside your window in the street below. You're more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole blindy could have been flying outside my window at the moment. I wouldn't have noticed a dashing thing. Oh, really? Mr. Sholmes? Yes, no. What can I do for you? Well, I think we got the bottom of Mr. Gabriel's situation now. But it doesn't have to do with Mr. circumstances. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did much say from the outset. I would have warned you that although you may retired army man hiding something, I could not be sure it was whether it was secret pride any relevance or you were not. I just knew you were going to say that. Never turn I do. You mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind, all things fall from one of two categories: relevant and those who are not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. It's far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry, 50 hours in prison will soon be over. Oh no, it's that time already. If that is the case, I have the official paperwork ready, attended to. So that's it. No more time to think. Would you like to betake ourselves in the bidding us farewell now? We must prepare supper for Mr. Greb. Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for the time. As son will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer. What a miserable sight. Oh dear, this whole room wasn't engulfed in the flames. I suppose so. My whole collection went up in smoke, you know. Those novels I adored so much. Just well done. Whose fault is that? Not mine, that's for sure. Well, whoever may be not to blame, I'm so sure your buyers new old books are replacement, aren't you? New old books. Finally nonsense. A couple for you, Mr. Nodo. So I've been led to believe. I never actually looked at this. I did. Can't flip it over. Nothing here. I guess I gotta go back to the prison. Oh, it stopped me outside. At least the game's nice enough to do that for you. Before you used to walk around till you find the goddamn text. Now, if you go past it, it stops you. This time, Mr. Nodo, we must hurry back to the prison. Yes, I know. Let's hail the carrot. Oh. What's the matter? Oh, something's going on over there in front of the Gabriel's house. Jesus fuck! Okay. I gotta think for a second here. I know not the old man for thy prayers. How you con old man, you rum-ducking primmy pim? There are more things in heaven and earth, Herigo, than the gem to your prosperity. Hurry up, hold you fella! What do you want about? Excuse me? What the? Who are you now? I'm the Popeye! Go find someone else! So it looks there might be in some problem here. My associate here is a lawyer, as you see. A lawyer? What? If I could be assistant, maybe I'll help you to help. I'm from Japan, but I'd study the English law. Tisk! Tisk. Fine, I'll be on my way today, but mark my words. This ain't over yet. Get thee to a nanny. Don't look at me like blaming none you. Wait, I should give him a Chad voice. I should have made him sound like Chad. I'm not injured. Oh, first maiden. That was so gentle, thank you. What's a good Chad voice for him? He's such a Chad. I can't remember how Chad voices go. I'm gonna do something even worse, actually. What's that all about? There's more things in heaven and earth, Hector. Man, the damn's in your philosophy. Not hetero either. Forgive my inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here? In Gabby's residence? Oh, face the maiden, thou so right. Yeah, I do dwell in humble abode. I've made him a dude, bro. Let's be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Oh yes, the gentleman named Nasum. Oh more worthy I promise. In my battle words now, could I hear the God, how do bro with the English accent? Sorry, battle, what did you say? French goes enough. He does have the neck ruffles. Who is stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Nam spread along into the night. I am a snotty French waiter. I don't fully understand the sentiment. So, fair maiden, so good gentlemen, I can tell you to no longer. Fare thee well. Did he just slide off frame and go back to his home planet or something? I don't understand him, but he returned to his room. He's unaware of what happened to Namsu, so he can't really help us. He'll be in the man's lodges. Go over to his house, filling full of assertions. Anyway, let's go find a carriage. Yes, I'm Mr. Showing the team. Eagerly waiting for our return. Let's hope he gets to the prison before visiting hours is over. Oh, it's you! You're here! You came! My locomotive shooter, no, that's why. I can't believe you came back! I'm so touched! I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Nassim. No, thank you, nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr in pleasure. Can't believe such fine cat patriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing, ne potence. Oh wow, there's a kid carried away. Blur, I quite agree. Blur, there's nothing more reason unfamiliar than native land. Blur, on the other hand... it's Sherlock, damn it. You know the friendship of setting internationalities, born of the truly apprentice of facts. Such brief at least. Oh, it's you. Mr. Rotten Spy! Sherlock Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here? The English cuisine has given him massive constipation. I have no intent of doing anything, Percy, except observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Sholmes? I have encountered a curious reading material in that gloomful room. I have unmasked the secret identity of that aesthetic pair. I decided to stop by on my way home to see the first night friend of faring. Gloomful room? I think your accommodation offers a window. He offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it's a superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on taste in books. My day has been delight. It's been delight. It cost me not a penny. Ah, you! How dare you! Herlock Sholmes! I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. That's a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my lucky will curse in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life has been bedamned. Don't look at me like that. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruto? He mentioned once before that he didn't he? His lodgings were cursed, I mean. And there's so much truth and there's much truth in Miss Mustachio's words. What? Curse was a wholly appropriate description, I would say, for the men's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial. What is he supposed to mean? We found this in your stream, Mr. Nurse. That's right. I went to buy some new old books. You know, introduction in terms. And when you were on the way back to the room, you saw the woman being stabbed. She died. She's dead. I thought to myself, she's dead. My mind went completely blank. Before I knew it, I was back in my room, trembling like a leaf. The book went hopping to the one bad situation. Mr. Naruto, please be careful not to think such despairing thoughts. How could you possibly know? Mr. Natsu, what do you mean by you said this just now? About the tomorrow's trial being cursed? Oh no, why? Why look at me so grave? You make me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it at all. Oh, I see. He's really agitated him. You don't mean it. The trial is really cursed somehow. Are you referring to the prosecutor, the Reaper of Bailey? Yes, the Reaper! Oh no, what do you mean? Please, try to tell me. Summarize 16 silent words. No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands in prosecution. Ever. My goodness! Could it really be true? It was 16 words exactly! Yesterday, Mr. Naruto successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGild. What? I'm a business owner. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes, surely you can't be that having failed to have accused and convicted. Or has he killed the man himself? Oh no, you couldn't have, surely. You have some wonderful notions. Sorry? The man isn't a mass murderer, he's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. Oh yes, that's what his career is. Of course it is. Are you trying to scare me? Could have been, however. The real truth about the main cause of events is terrifying than you hypothesized. What on earth do you mean by that? Though this is winding down to the actual case. The Stik is quite an exceptional man. However, Lord London Court of Law, exceptional, does not equate to winning every case without expectation. Oh, that's good. Looks like he's going to cry tears of joy. As you all know that, well, the British criminal trials are both judge and jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, while the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It's an excellent system hereby the defendant's guilt is considered from all points of view. However, their opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals, corrupt lawyers from the manor can cause it to their advantage, by means of their disposal, contravening evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. But such unheaded means those who would be want sway the jury, which means there are a lot of irrefutable evidence the prosecution can fail. That means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly, from time to time, my dear madame, that's simply the reality of the situation. That's right. However, those indicted obviously cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. So, a jury may say them leave the courtroom with their freedom. Within months, they all disappear. Almost like striking. To disappear? How? By all manner of misfortunes. Perhaps they were trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into Thames and drown. Perhaps they suddenly overcome by a raging fever. Perhaps they're attacked by highwaymen. Oh no. All these are the reality events that happen in London. I'm afraid, Mr. Menodo. I knew it. I'm dead. Dodo. Done for. Doomed. I said dodo for it. You said you were cursed lodgings before. Were you referring to your room in Miss Gabe's house I saw? Do you mean you believe your place was cursed? It's been years now since I came to Great Britain. I've only in London a week before I started noticing strange feelings in myself. It didn't take me long then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I thought people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They're always staring at me, at all time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even then I didn't help. The faces wouldn't go away. It's been very lonely having to be away from your homeland in such a long time. I've moved a number of times, most recently to the room Bear Road, a week ago now. Yes, what did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. Rent is cheap. I have little money, so I appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. Then more sipped and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. He really tried to cover up his mistake, and it was too late. So I told him, "You have something to say, then say it." But no, not mentioned in the first place. Yes, well, I said, but it's true. It was all true. You mean the room is really cursed, then? Ever since I moved into this hellhole, my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I've been choked to death. And in my waking hours, people stabbed in front of me as I walked down the street. I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, there's one person on my side. But no one can find his or her heart to believe in me. To want it all. To believe, yes, to believe. I will believe. Mr. Sholmes. That's me, Mr. Menodo. Pray, what can I do for you? It's about the case on this SS Burra. If you recall, the Burra. That case. And with the snake. Well, yes. At the time, I was such a... But you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. You helped us investigate. I did. Interesting. What I want to know is why. Why did you believe in me? I see, yes. You mean... Because you were grimly dressed. Shady innocent fellow found in a victim's locked room? Well, if you like, yes. I'm not surprised the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said, I didn't do it. But I could have been lying. You must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I never recall believing in you or not. It's what you were telling me. What? You see, the only thing I believe in are those who I choose to believe in. What? What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? I make up my own mind about these things to believe and what not to. If you ask me to believe something, I do. Circumstances hang far from connections. But I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I would have made an element error of judgment, nothing more. Parallel of trust is overused excuse in my opinion. Meaning? Whether or not someone should trust another is a final analysis down to oneself. It's a matter of whether or not you can trust oneself. Yes, he's right. He's right! Let us do this open inquire. Whether or not I can believe myself. A defense lawyer? A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his clients. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. And how much heroin blows in his face. We are standing in a small room. I don't know where the wind's coming from. Are you farting? You're right, Kazuma. See ya, Edno. I'll probably be finishing this very soon. I'm gonna stop at the end. I'm gonna stop at the break between the trial and this. So, when the stream fades out to the next chapter for the trial, I'm gonna stop there and do the whole trial tomorrow. Already? Visiting hours are over. Scott should be here shortly. That's got us out. There's a restaurant near here. Serves excellent charts. Care to join me? Oh dear, we never have enough time, is there? Mr. Numso, if you'd like, the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. Later, nerdo. Hi. Locum student, never the Esquire. As I said, I'm only person one first time yesterday. Although I mean representing found out guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What to believe in? The defendant, justice, and the truth. How to believe even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else. Trust my instincts. Yes, Mr. Nato. If my instincts are telling me that you are Mr. Nato innocent of this crime, it's imperative that we prove it in court. Locum shooter, Mr. Nato Esquire. I'll fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. So hope you will permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when I first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mrs. Natsu. I'll be fair to say, Mr. Natsu, that your mind was in many ways made up from the outset. You merely needed the rest of the day to fully realize it. Yes, I think you're right about that. Been read about journey, but here in the end. Miss Sato? Yes? Would you be willing to stand by me tomorrow and help me in the court? Absolutely. As I said in the morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. Time to stop looking backwards. The cousin believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. It's time for I learn to believe in myself. Taki Noah-san, he's all alone. It's my job to help him. Fight his corner. Tomorrow in this courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. To be continued. So I'll be pausing there for tonight, and tomorrow will be the case, because it's probably going to be just as long. What a lovely sight for the game to end on, the fucking jail bars. So, thank you all so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll be using my emotes a lot more. I use my emotes a lot more in cases because I mimic what the what Naruto is Naruto is doing on stage, so I'll be using my emotes a lot more. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Hopefully you're there. Same time, same place. Just go in the description if you want to join. Otherwise, have a great night. See ya!